Alright guys, back to the channel 252 Rebuilds. Today, it's so hot outside I can't do what I wanted to get done, so we're going to start on something else that we can do inside the shop. Still hot as Hades, but at least that sun ain't beating down on me. We're going to work on the TLB a little bit. It's about time to get back started on that. We got to get the motor in it, but I got to get some paint work done on some stuff that I want to do before it goes back together. So let me flip the camera in. I'm going to show you one piece we're going to be working on. Alright, here's piece number one. What we're going to do, sand it with 180 grit. If we got any spots on there where the metal's showing through, we're going to actually put a little bit of primer on it. Then we'll hit it back up with some red Scotch Guard pad and clear it off, blow it off, and then we're going to put a little bit of paint on it. The only thing I'm using is just some Rust-Oleum paint on it. I'm not trying to make it look like a show tractor, but I do want it to look a little better than it does. I'll show you a can of it when we get ready to do some of it. Alright, so I'm going to put the camera down. I'm going to get a little bit of sanding done on it, and I'll come back. Alright, so part number one is hanging. I got to put a little bit of primer on it. Like I said, I ain't looking for a show job quality. Just looking to get coverage on it so when it goes back together it'll be protected. Alright, get back. Alright, so primer is laid where it needs to be at. Then I just sprayed it out of a can. But all I want to do is just cover the bare metal areas. Backside don't really matter that much, but I do want to get some paint on it. So, alright, we're going to get this a little bit to flash off, and then we're going to get some paint on it. I'll show you when we get it done. Alright, we're back. We're going to put a little paint on this thing. Everybody see it's the paint can. It is a Rust-Oleum Gloss Ultra cover. I've done the wheels in the same color, so we're going to put on about 3 medium coats. Let them flash off about 10 minutes in between each one. Alright, let's see what we got. Now, I'm not trying to cover all in one coat. I'm just trying to get some on it so it'll have a place to bake, so it'll stick. Alright, let's get a little bit on the back. Make sure you get your edges good. Alright, we'll let that flash off for about 10 minutes. We'll come back, put another coat on it. Alright, so I'm going to stop it here. We'll pick it back up in a minute. First coat's flashed off. So let's see if we can do this holding this. This will be a little bit heavier. Alright, that's the front. Let's get the edges. Make sure we get all the edges of the switches. Back edge. Alright, a little heavy. Like I said, I ain't so worried about the backside. I just want to make sure I got some good coverage on it so it'll last. I know we're gonna have to get up under here. And we're gonna have to get up under here. Are all our edges covered? That is the question. I believe so. Alright, I'm going to stop it here. We'll let it flash off and we'll come back. Alright, last coat. Put this one on a little heavier than the last one. This is going to be it. We're going to hang it outside and let it bake now. Alright, let's go. can down. One part down. Alright, she's got color. This was the aim for this part. It's got 3 good coats. First coat was a light coat. Second coat was a little bit heavier. Third coat was a heavy coat, and then I misted the rest of it. Alright, I'm going to end the video right this minute right here. I think this might be where we stop off at, but I'm going to show you where we're going to start next. Alright, I'll be right back. Alright, so that's what that part goes on, is this right here. It is actually the dashboard. So it sits right here. What I'm going to do is take off the ROPS, which is a rollover protection safety system, which is this one. I'm pulling this off because this is what holds the light. I got 2 new lights to go on here. We're going to do some new wiring, and we're going to paint them just like we did those. So we're going to probably paint from the top down on the body of it. Next, we got to get inside of here painted, because we're going to put the motor down in here very shortly. And then we're going to start getting all the hydraulic hoses made. That's going to be expensive. There's the color, what it looks like after it's been on for a little while. This one wasn't done, and neither was this one, but we can do them with them on. And I'll show you, it's kind of like we done that one right there. I'm sure we're going to have to touch it up some other ways, but it'll be alright. Alright, I'm going to end the video right here. That's just going to be considered like a 1A part. But we're going to get back on this. I'm going to do some of this stuff at night, so I might take this off starting in the next video. Alright, y'all be good. We'll talk to you later. Get off the couch, go do something. Make some memories. Live some dreams. Hold your family tight, because you're only here for a little while. Y'all be good and be looking. We're getting ready to have some fun. Talk to y'all later. Peace. Thank you for subscribe. Join the channel. Help me grow it. Y'all have some fun.